And sisters, I hope you're fantastic. Make sure you take this opportunity, click the link below, and subscribe to my channel. Today I want to talk about overcoming a cheater. Relationship is difficult, and there are many people that have experienced infidelity in their relationships at some point in time. And they have felt as though, in some instances, that they were obligated to remain in the relationship. Well, today, I want you to know that you're not obligated to remain in a relationship that is filled with infidelity. Cheaters, they cheat because there's a sickness on the inside of them. This sickness is not a disease, neither is this sickness something that is internal, but this sickness is attributed to some of the traumatic experiences that they have experienced over a lifetime that they may not have addressed. You are not the reason why a person cheats on you. In order for a person to cheat, he or she have made a decision or a choice to move into infidelity. Now, there are many people that do not assess the adrenaline that they experience when they cheat. You can know couples that have cheated, but once they become a couple, they no longer like each other because they have used the relationship of cheating as a triangle. And that triangle was a way for them to avoid the real issues of their life. And once they became a couple, they was not as intimate, they was not as communicative, they was not as drawn to each other because the same level of adrenaline was not released out of their body. Well, people are cheating for many reasons. And to overcome a cheater is first understanding that you don't have to take it personal. Number two, when you're overcoming a cheater, also realize that you are worth more than someone cheating on you. You don't have to live your life out with the value of feeling as though I'm obligated to a cheater. There are too many people that are living their lives feeling as though they're obligated to a cheater. You're not obligated to a cheater. That is your choice to remain with the cheater. That's based on your personal preference. When you're overcoming a cheater, the next thing is that when you're separating your lives, make sure that you don't spend an exuberant amount of time trying to keep up with them. So you may need to make some modifications to your friendships. So you don't have to abandon all of the friendships that you share, but you may need to modify the information that the friendships that you do share in. You may need to modify what they share back with you. So you may need to sit your friends down and say, I prefer that you don't give me updates about John, or don't give me any updates about Sally. I'm not bothered by the friendship that you all have together, but I personally don't need an update on them. You also need to consider that this is a good season for you to delete them out of your social media. That doesn't mean that you're being rude, but if you're trying to free yourself from a broken relationship or from a cheater, then you have to put some distance between you and them. Right? If the cheater is a co-parent with you, then you also need to set new boundaries with them. All right? You cannot continue to respond to the cheater with all access like you responded before they cheated. Meaning, my brothers and sisters, you need to set down new boundaries. You need to take the moment, you need to take the time, and you need to set new boundaries. Saying, well, you can't call me after 9. If you're going to deal with the children, here's the number to call the children on. Or you pick up the children on this day, and I pick them up on this day. Whatever. You need to create some negotiation, but make sure that you are not living your life in a way that still appears as though you are in the relationship. See, when you're dealing with the cheater, you also should consider the value of yourself. There are too many people that have experienced infidelity in their lives and they've lost their own self-value and they have stopped considering the value of themselves. The value of themselves. Well, today I want to tell you that if you're going to overcome a cheater, that you got to get into a place to where you can reconcile your thoughts, reconcile your emotions, reconcile who you are, because when you do this, my brothers and sisters, it puts you in a position where you now become the greatest factor in your life. And that is important. The reason it's important is because if you ever see yourself as least important amongst a community of people, then you can position yourself potentially to opening your heart to another cheater. Because rather than seeing the value that you bring to the table, you will be seeing, or you'll be looking for another person that you can help, another person that you can serve. No, you got to also consider what it is that you need as an individual. And to overcome a cheater is to ultimately get over the infidelity, the wrong, the disappointment that the last person created. You do not want to go into a new relationship with old baggage that says you have old emotions and old reactions that come from prior relationships. That is not what you want to do. You want to cleanse your soulish realm. You want to cleanse your heart and your emotions, and you want to be free enough to walk into a new relationship being open enough to become vulnerable to the new person. That takes healing, that takes time, that takes process. It requires intentional work for you to overcome the pain that you've experienced from a cheater. But just because you were cheated on does not mean that you cannot be seen as something great in someone else's eyes. It is necessary for you to realize that you are still great and you're still wonderful. And you, my brother, you, my sister, can accomplish having a great relationship. You can accomplish that, but you're going to have to do those things. You got to free yourself. Find new hobbies. Redirect yourself. Do not focus so much on the pain that you lose sight of what can potentially become your promise. That is up to you. When you start to do that, my brothers and sisters, you position yourself to overcome a cheater. I want to remind you to click the link below. Subscribe to my channel.